Tonight on Newswatch, residents are returning home after an unstable chemical tank in California forces evacuations for thousands. Plus, on Capitol Hill, the Trump administration plans a government-wide NDA for federal workers. And as conversations between the U.S. and Iran continue, the status of a peace deal remains unclear. Newswatch starts right now. Good evening. I'm Natalie LaFleur. Welcome to Newswatch. Our top story takes us to the Anaheim, California, where residents are returning home after an unstable chemical tank forced evacuations for tens of thousands of people. Reed Binion reports on the current status of the chemical tank.
I can now tell you that we can reduce our evacuation zone area.
Authorities in California significantly scaling back evacuation orders Monday, now that they say the risk of a catastrophic chemical tank explosion has been eliminated. Until Monday evening, roughly 50,000 people had been asked to evacuate due to the danger.
They came and said, you got 20 minutes to get out your house, grab your stuff and go.
While many of those displaced residents are now allowed to return home, thousands of others are not.
For those that remain impacted, I know this may be frustrating. That number is approximately 16,000 of you.
Last week, heat and pressure started building up in the tank, which holds 7,000 gallons of a chemical called MMA, a compound that can cause serious health problems. Officials worked at the
Name of the man found dead after an apartment fire in the Plains. 73-year-old David Stoyer was found in apartment B at 15 Cross Street after fire crews put out the May 5th fire. Later that day, the Athens County Sheriff named Andrew Martin as a person of interest after he was seen leaving the apartment. Athens County Sheriff's deputies arrested Martin on May 6th on an outstanding warrant. The Ohio Fire Marshal is helping with the investigation. Two former teachers from Christian education program LifeWise Academy have pled guilty to charges of sex crimes against minors. William Van Sickle of Perry County pled guilty to 1 count of rape and 2 counts of sexual battery against a minor. Christopher Riggs, a former Zanesville pastor, pled guilty to charges of voyeurism and gross sexual imposition. Both men were at one point volunteers or employees at the religious release program LifeWise Academy. In a statement, LifeWise says they maintain strict child safety policies that are designed to provide multiple layers of accountability. The U.S. Forest Service recently announced plans to close dozens of research stations, including one in Vinton County. The research station in MacArthur is one of 57 under evaluation for possible closure as a part of a national reorganization announced at the end of March. The possible move comes after the Trump administration proposed ending federal forest research programs and shifting that work to universities and private groups. While the forest is state-owned, Forest Service scientists have studied and maintained the Vinton County area for decades.
It's been a very rainy start to our week. Now today we did see just a little bit of a brief break from that, but we are expecting that to pick up around 2 a.m. tonight. Now because of all the rain that we've seen over the past few days, the National Weather Service has issued this flood watch for all of southern Ohio into portions of Kentucky, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. So if you do happen to come across any roads that do happen to be flooding, make sure you turn around and report those roads. Now heading in through tonight, we are going to see that overnight low at 62 with a 70% chance of showers. And then heading in through tomorrow, if you are going out for an early morning commute, make sure you grab those umbrellas because it will be a rainy one out there. We'll see that high of 77 and that overnight low of 59. Now just taking a look through our 7-day outlook, heading in through Thursday, we'll start to see that chance of rain move out of our area. Mostly sunny skies, high of 80 and that overnight low of 50. Then heading in through Friday and the rest of the weekend, we'll see our highs right back up in the 70s with mostly sunny skies. I'm going to send it back to Natalie at the desk.
Thanks, Calvin. The Supreme Court is refusing to hear a case from Florida about commercial driver's license issued in California. Florida accused California of violating federal highway safety laws in how it issues commercial driver's license to foreign nationals. The suit came after an Indian driver with a California license killed 3 people in an accident caused by making an illegal U-turn near West Palm Beach. California maintains it followed federal regulations when issuing the license, while Florida claims the facts surrounding that issuance are unclear. The Trump administration is planning a government-wide non-disclosure agreement aimed to keep federal workers from sharing confidential government information. The agreement will be posted Wednesday for a 30-day public comment period. It uses an expansive definition of privileged information that goes beyond the typical classified and unclassified designations. There are legal limitations to the use of NDAs in government. The federal law that protects whistleblowers says a federal worker's ability to expose waste, fraud, or abuse cannot be limited. Amid peace talks between
Taps plays at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Arlington National Cemetery Monday as President Donald Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth offer Memorial Day salutes. Trump honored U.S. service members, including those lost in connection with the Iran war.
In Operation Epic Fury, we lost 13 wonderful souls, wonderful, special people. These incredible men and women gave their lives to ensure that the world's #1 state sponsor of terror will never have a nuclear weapon.
U.S. officials say disagreements over language in the agreement about Iran's nuclear program and sanctions relief have delayed a final agreement between the U.S. and Iran on a potential peace deal.
It will have very general terms about Iran's nuclear commitments. The details will have to be negotiated later, and those details might never be finalized, just like the Gaza ceasefire agreement that never went into phase 2.
A U.S. official says the White House wants to see Iran give up its stockpile of highly enriched uranium and wants to ensure the Strait of Hormuz will be reopened before any deal is finalized. Speaking Monday, Iran's foreign ministry spokesman said there's no imminent signing of an agreement set to take place
because politics and decision-making in the United States are experiencing a kind of institutionalized instability, that within a few hours you will encounter different and in many cases contradictory views.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
Average gas prices have decreased 2 cents following the recent U.S. strikes in Iran. According to AAA, the regular price per gallon is averaging around $4.49 a gallon. But while gas prices dropped, the price of oil did the opposite. Analysts say the attacks on boats and missile sites show the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran remains unstable. Even so, the two countries continue to work toward a long-term resolution. And concerns around AI in the job market are growing as more companies announce mass layoffs.
Return to Broadway with great performances for a spotlight on musicals then and now, all of them different, and yet with one thing in common.
Jews.
The Jewish heritage of the composers and lyricists who created that special brand of American optimism.
The quintessential Broadway musical.
And so much more.
The idea of outsiders overcoming obstacles.
Look for Broadway Musicals, A Jewish Legacy.
Tradition.
On Great Performances.
Friday at 9 on WOUB.
It's an evening of inspirational music. Lawrence Welk, Precious Memories.
He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.
Oh, may all who fell behind us find us faithful. May the fire of their devotion.
Saturday at 8 on WOUB.
I think about what if I took a right turn instead of a left turn. I think I would have missed a lot.
We're getting into heavy stuff now, so...
Warmer temperatures mean that summer cookout season is here. However, the rising price of beef may have your backyard barbecue costing you a little extra this year. Jen Sullivan has more on what you can do to save money this summer.
Firing up the grill this summer? The high cost of meat may burn a hole in your wallet.
I've been in this business over 50 years right now, and I've never seen the meat prices so high.
Stu Leonard Jr. is the president and CEO of Stu Leonard's grocery stores in the New York tri-state area. He says he's been splitting the rising cost with his meat suppliers instead of passing off those costs to consumers.
I can't pass 100% of our cost increases on to customers, and they're fed up right now.
The average retail price for beef was a record $9.64 per pound last month. That's 13% more than last year, according to the USDA. Rising operating costs have forced many cattle farmers to reduce their herds. The USDA says herd levels are at a 75-year low, but the demand for meat in the U.S. is still sky high, and that's one of the reasons we're seeing record high beef prices. Instead, Leonard suggests buying hamburgers and hot dogs.
We're going to see a little shift away from the expensive meats. We are noticing customers switching from beef down to chicken.
Chicken is cheaper this year. The average price for boneless chicken breasts is about $4.17 per pound, and salmon prices have fallen. But many fresh vegetables will cost you a lot of green this summer. Tomato prices are up nearly 40% from last year due to weather hurting supply. Potatoes are cheaper, though. So how can you save?
There's always something out on the market where they want to move a product, so they'll give you a great price on chicken, great price on lobster tail.
Another tip, Leonard says don't buy pre-sliced items like watermelon. It's a lot cheaper to buy it whole and slice it yourself. And avoid buying products being offered as a free sample. He says many retailers jack up those prices. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Well, it's a bummer that those beef prices are so high because I know one of my favorite parts about the summer is definitely a good cookout.
Oh, 100%. You know, especially when the weather is so fine out there.
Yes.
I mean, no rain.
Absolutely.
Sunny skies, maybe a 75-degree day out there. But
I mean, are we going to see that anytime soon?
You know, after Thursday, we're going to start getting back into regular sunny skies out there and highs right back up into the mid to upper 70s.
That's great news.
Yeah, so, I mean, just taking a look at radar just around our region, we've had a very beautiful day here in Athens for a majority of our afternoon, but as we start to turn into those evening hours, we're going to start to see these showers move right back into our area, which is going to allow that chance for some flash flooding to occur. Now, because of all of that, the National Weather Service has issued this flood watch until 2 a.m. Thursday morning for all of southern Ohio into northern parts of Kentucky, West Virginia, and even stretching into Pennsylvania. So something to keep an eye on is we're going to start to see creeks, rivers, and even roads start to flood. So if you do end up coming across a road that is starting to flood, make sure you report it and then turn around and don't drown because those roads can flood within a matter of minutes. So now we're just taking a look at what is expected to come. So this is from 2 a.m. tonight. We're going to start to see some pop-up showers conform into a line and move through our area heading in through tomorrow night. So now just taking a look of why is this all happening? Well, we have this low pressure system that's just been sitting stationary over our area over the past few days. That's why it's just been a very rainy start to our week. Now in the upcoming days, we're going to start to see this high pressure starting to build just to our northeast, which is going to knock out all of that rain and bring back that sunshine and our highs to jump right back up into the mid-70s. So again, we're going to start to see that rain move out, our sunshine to return, and our highs to jump right back up into the 70s. Currently, though, in Athens, we are sitting at 71 degrees. Now we're starting to get that rain moving into our area. And then heading into tonight, we'll see that overnight low, and we're going to get a brief break from the rain, but after 2 a.m. tonight, we're going to see 70% chance of showers. Then heading into tomorrow, 90% chance of showers. So if you are going out for any morning commutes tomorrow morning, make sure you bring that umbrella. It'll be luckily on the warmer side of things, sitting at around 77 tomorrow, but then we'll have that overnight low of 59 as a cold front is expected to move through our area. Now, just taking a closer look at tomorrow morning, we have this low pressure, and it's going to start to move its way north. So tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, we're going to start to see most of our heaviest showers during that time. And then heading into Thursday morning, early Thursday morning, we're going to start to see that low starting to get kicked off the map by a developing high pressure in this cold front. Again, that flood watch does go until 2 a.m., so we are still going to start to see those heavier rain showers until then. And then heading into Thursday night, we're going to see that cold front and high pressure continuing to develop and knock off that low pressure system. Taking a look at our 7-day outlook, heading into Wednesday, 90% chance of showers. High of 77 and that low of 59. We'll see a slight warm up heading into Thursday. Mostly sunny skies out there. High of 80 and that overnight low of 50. And then heading into Friday, partly sunny skies. High of 78. We'll see that overnight low of 51. Then heading into Saturday, high of 77, overnight low of 51. And then heading into Sunday, mostly sunny skies. High of 75. Low of 51. And then heading into Monday, Tuesday, much of the same. Mostly sunny skies heading into Monday, high of 77, and low of 46, and much of the same for Tuesday.
Thanks, Calvin. Many business leaders have been declaring that AI will reduce the need for a variety of jobs, particularly those at the entry level. Ivan Rodriguez spoke with experts to find out if AI is really coming for your job.
The question is not whether AI will shape the world. It will.
Jeers at graduations across the country at the mere mention of artificial intelligence.
We do not know. We do not know.
Concern over AI's impact on jobs adding to the stress of new grads entering an already uncertain labor market.
We've seen a real pullback in demand for workers in the last couple of years. A lot of people have said, oh, this is AI. AI is destroying entry-level roles.
But those fears of complete job replacement aren't yet bearing out in the real world.
And what our research shows that indeed is that there's fewer than 1% of skills and job postings right now that AI is able to actually do at a level where you might call it replacement.
While AI can automate about 57% of work-related tasks, according to consulting firm McKinsey & Company, senior partner Alexis Krupkovich says it can't do everything.
AI certainly does many tasks at the individual level incredibly well. But that doesn't mean you don't still need the human in the loop.
Instead of replacing jobs, she says companies are reimagining them and recalibrating operations to take advantage of what the technology has to offer.
Almost every company is embracing the tools and trying to introduce AI into their workforce to help people be more empowered.
The real competition, according to Indeed senior economist Corey Staley, isn't coming from AI itself.
It's important to realize that AI is not necessarily going to take your job, but AI, somebody who knows how to use the AI might.
In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
The Supreme Court is allowing the state of Vermont to pursue legal claims against popular social media platform Instagram. Vermont's Attorney General is suing Instagram, claiming it violated a state law intended to curb social media addiction. But the platform's parent company, Meta, argues the state's courts don't have jurisdiction to review the case. The Supreme Court allowing the case to move forward could impact cases brought by other states. Meta and YouTube are both fighting hundreds of lawsuits brought by schools, districts, and AGs across the country. Coming up, what parents can do to keep their teen drivers safe during busy summer traffic.
He was a long shot.
He looked like he ought to be drawing a cart with ice behind it.
That captured America's heart.
This horse had to come from the bottom of the heap.
He would have been a superstar in any era, but he came along in a time when America was desperate for inspiring heroes.
The true story of Seabiscuit on American Experience.
Seabiscuit is the winner!
Tonight at 9 on WOUB.
Now streaming on the PBS app, the definitive collection from Emmy-winning scholar Henry Louis Gates Jr. From full seasons of Finding Your Roots.
These are your immigrant ancestors.
Oh, my goodness.
To acclaimed documentaries.
Black Americans created a world behind the veil.
Discover the incredible history that connects us all. Stream the Henry Louis Gates Jr. collection now with Passport on the PBS app.
The Ohio Art Corridor is a destination experience. We would like this to be the largest outdoor art gallery in the world.
Portsmouth was able to field an incredible team for a brief moment in the sun that almost was sweet enough to get them a national championship.
We got land granted to us in Ohio. Great opportunity. Let's go. How would you know you got here? It was just sheer determination and patience and just hard, backbreaking work.
The bridge was acclaimed at the time of being an engineering marvel.
Progress is all about taking the lessons of the past and doing better. So I would hope that now that we know better, we will do better.
Memorial Day marked the beginning of what's called the 100 deadliest days of summer, when the number of fatal car crashes significantly spikes for teen drivers. Mandy Gaither has more on how parents can help teens stay safe on the road.
It's never easy turning over the car keys to your child, but this time of year can be especially concerning as the next 100 days are considered the deadliest for teen drivers.
That's when teens drive more, they have more free time, and they're often driving in higher risk conditions.
Jonathan Asani with Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health says any new driver, regardless of age, is more prone to car crashes, but inexperience is just a part of what makes driving riskier for teens.
Because their brains are still developing and they have more difficulty calibrating risk, frankly.
Teens between the ages of 16 and 19 have a fatal crash rate almost 3 times higher than drivers ages 20 and older per mile driven. While car crashes are a top cause of death among teens year-round, they tend to spike in summer, rising by 30% between Memorial Day and Labor Day. Not using a seatbelt, distracted driving, speeding, substance use, and having teenage or young adult passengers in the car are all factors that also raise a teen's driving risk.
In addition,
major pharmaceutical company Eli Lilly announced a $4 billion plan to acquire 3 biotech vaccine developers. The involved biotech companies are currently developing vaccines for shingles, staph infections, and the Epstein-Barr virus, none of which are currently on the market. The move marks a return to vaccines for Eli Lilly, which in recent years has focused more heavily on diabetes, weight loss, cancer, and Alzheimer's treatments. Medical centers across the country are preparing for what's known as trauma season, a period of time where the nationwide demand for blood increases significantly. The increase in the need for blood can be attributed to a rise in injuries from outdoor summer activities.
From the hospital and blood bank perspective, that means we have to be prepared to respond quickly with life-saving transfusions and emergency care when these critically injured patients arrive.
To help ensure a stable national blood supply, the Red Cross is calling on eligible donors to roll up their sleeves. All blood types are needed, especially Group O, which is often used for trauma patients. Still ahead, news from under the seas as scientists discover a new species of octopus.
My people in the buffalo have a shared history together.
The buffalo was sacred, and they could not imagine existence without the buffalo.
They were put on this earth to help us survive.
To think that our greed and our industrialization would blink this thing out.
This is the buffalo's last chance.
They've survived, we've survived, we both persisted.
Sunday at 7 on WOUB.
Thanks to viewers like you, we've been able to tell America's stories on this PBS station. Help us continue to tell these stories now and for future generations by including this station in your charitable plans.
Supporting this PBS station through a gift of stock is easy. To find out more, call the number on your screen or visit this website. Thank you.
Yeah, so where to start of all the things?
Oh, it's like opening a present.
The team here are just incredible.
This is a cultural movement.
I feel so happy.
There is so much more.
It feels like the revolution has really begun.
No new wars. No new wars.
My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker.
They see it as their obligation to enable him to achieve his desires.
The people that a president trusts for the most sensitive roles in our national security apparatus, those people put their mark on history.
The people around him are not only his inner circle, but they probably have way more power between them than we've really seen concentrated in a long time.
Tonight at 10 on WOUB.
Scientists have discovered a brand new species of octopus. This little golf ball-sized blue cephalopod was found in the Galapagos Islands back in 2015. It was during a deep-sea dive by a remote-controlled submersible near the island of Darwin. Octopus expert Janet Voigt in Chicago used CT scans to see every aspect of the octopus. Using that data, she confirmed it is a never-before-seen species. It's the first new octopus she's seen in her 40 years studying the creatures. I mean, come on. That is the tiniest sea creature I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was just thinking that it is one of the cutest sea creatures I've ever seen for sure.
Of course. That's the kind of animal you could make a Disney movie about.
Oh, 1,000%.
I mean, come on. Tiny animals are always adorable. You know those tiny little teacup chihuahuas?
Oh.
Come on. I mean, you can't go wrong with something small and cute.
Is it possible to make an octopus as a pet?
I mean, I would love to try.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely. All right, so we got some nice weather coming up this weekend, right? I mean, finally going to get a break from the rain. You got anything more for us about that?
Yeah, so heading into Thursday, we're finally going to start to see that sun poke through all the clouds that we've been seeing over the past few days. Now, we do have to worry about this flood watch lasting until Thursday at 2 a.m. So that's we're going to continue to see rainfall accumulating on top of what we received for the past week. So again, if you do come across any of those roads, make sure you turn around and don't drown. So just taking a look at tonight, we'll see that overnight low of 62 with a 70% chance of showers. Now those showers are going to continue to rain down after 2 a.m. and you might wake up and hear some rumbles of thunder. And then heading into tomorrow, make sure if you are going on any of those morning commutes to grab your umbrella. We'll have that 90% chance of showers for the day. We'll see that high of 77 and that low of 59. And then just taking a look at our 7-day outlook. Heading into Thursday, there's our break from the rain. Mostly sunny skies, high of 80 with that overnight low of 50. Heading into Friday, much of the same. We'll see that partly sunny skies, high of 78, and that overnight low of 51. Heading into Saturday, mostly sunny skies, high of 77, low of 51. Heading into Sunday, mostly sunny skies, high of 75, with an overnight low of 51. And then heading into Monday, mostly sunny skies out there, high of 77 and a low of 46. And then we're going to start to see our next low pressure starting to make its way into our area heading into Tuesday. We'll see overcast skies, chance of rain, high of 76 and a low of 47.
That does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. Have a great night.